And welcome to the Invention Licensing Show. I'm your host, David Fidua, and I'm here to help you get your product licensed. And today we're going to be talking about the top 3 worst categories to try to license your product in. So to jump right into it, the 3 worst categories, and I'm gonna get a little weird on the last category, but 2 that always stand out to me are food and apparel. So food, a lot of the times people try to license a recipe, right? They have a great recipe or a great way of making chocolate chip cookies or a new barbecue sauce that's out of this world. Very difficult to license. One, recipes are non-protectable by the USPTO. You can copyright it, but you can't protect it with anything else. And so a lot of companies do not like licensing it. They like licensing a brand. And so what they're looking for is you to start making your secret sauce, selling it with a big brand, or selling it as your brand, and then growing it in a market. So you're essentially venturing your product. And then once you've established a good market and good distribution, then you're then selling them your brand or licensing your brand to them. That's how food goes. Some people come to me and think, oh no, food I can't do. Food packaging is a little bit different. That's a product and that can be licensed. That's gonna go, packaging products are gonna go into my number 3 category, which I'm gonna talk about later. Number 2 is apparel. Apparel, out of all the years I've been doing this, I've only seen 1 licensing deal come in this category. It was a functional clothing product. And so a lot of the times it's just intellectual property is not respected in the category like anything else. And so I've personally pitched 2 apparel products. And the first one, it was a utility-based product. And and this was a decade ago, but it simply was a hood that a face mask pulled out of and then Velcroed across the front. And so it was just to keep your face warm. It came out of the hood. And when I talked to, I pitched it to all these, coat companies, brands, North Face, and eventually they were all just like, no, thank you. And so I asked him, well, why is that? And he said, well, when you see other clothing products that are knockoffs of Oakley's, Coach purse, all these things get knocked off. And they're like, so we would be at the disadvantage. I'm like, well, what do you mean? He said, so if we licensed a product from you and paid you 5% to produce this product, our competitors would then come out with their knockoff. They'd be at the advantage because they don't have to pay a 5% royalty. And I found that I've had students go out and I told them the story and they go out and pitch their clothing product and they get that same result. This one person that licensed a clothing product, they had a new innovation. It was kind of a new product. It was simple. It was easy. The company didn't even necessarily care if there was knockoffs in the market because it was just a simple product. And so that's where I saw the 1 licensing deal happen in this space. And so food, clothing, and then number 3 is going to kind of be a little mashup of a couple different things. And I want to give the reason why, because some of them go into packaging and disposables. It's a difficult category to license in because it's expensive and it takes a long time. Disposables and packaging, they're all on high-speed machines. The high-speed machines are very, very expensive and they run very fast. They're producing stuff all the time. So when you want to shut that thing down, they're losing money right then and there. Then they've got to modify the super expensive machine. And so what they want is they want patents. They want protection. They want validation. So to make or get a packaging consumable or, anything in that space, it's difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible. I've seen it done. There's a lot of money there, but it's a difficult space to license in. And also one category that I feel just doesn't fit the mold. These are 2 categories that don't fit the mold. One is baby products. And baby products, you look and you see there's tons of innovation there. But I always find students have a difficult time licensing there. They usually want a lot of intellectual property, not just a PPA, but a granted patent. And what I've found is the reason why is companies when they bring a new innovation to market, usually there's a lot of liability insurance, because when you're dealing with babies, there's a lot of insurance involved. And when they're making the investment, they don't want somebody else to be able to knock them off, so they want a granted patent. And so there's usually a bigger investment on the inventor's part. They've got to be a lot more involved. And what I've seen is the baby companies like to keep to themselves, right? They like to keep their developments internal. And so it's a difficult category, but another one that's not impossible. And the last one is golf clubs or expensive golf products. And this was, I had pitched, product to companies like Titleist and Nike, and a lot of them, they all didn't even look at my innovation. You can do golf accessories. There's a subset of secondary companies, but if you need it to go up to like a Titleist or any of these type of like companies that make a lot of the golf clubs, then you're not necessarily going to have much luck. And what I found is they invest so much in their intellectual property, they don't want confusion of an inventor submitted a product, they don't want to have to file a patent and have the inventor incorporated and then pay, so they kind of just put up a big brick wall for innovation. And so from my experience, those are the categories. I know I said 3, but I kind of expanded the last one into here's other ones that kind of lump all together. And so those are the ones that I found have a difficult time licensing or just don't license products, and the reasons why. So I hope that helps you as you're getting started on your journey. You can kind of cross them off your list, as these are not going to be simple projects to get started on. I hope you loved that episode of License Your Invention with David Fidua. If you did, subscribe now and give me a thumbs up. If you want more information about getting your product to market, check out inventtribe.com. There's a link below. And for the next episode is how to close multiple product deals. So that's not just multiple deals on one product, but multiple product deals. I'll see you on the next episode.